Welcome back. Today we've got some chaos and heartache for you, all delivered in a pleasant and good-natured manner, so hopefully not too much of a downer, hopefully not a downer at all. Let it be more of a reminder of how not to act. So grab your favorite cuppa. Oh wow, look, it's blended right into the green screen. Grab your favorite cuppa and let's have a look. Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for June 3rd. June 3rd is the 154th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 155th in leap years, with 211 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is chaos. Chaos. I keep thinking of memes about chaos goblins. Chaos is a noun that means complete disorder or confusion, a state in which the natural order is disrupted. Some example sentences could include, after the power outage, the store descended into chaos, or the toddler's birthday was absolute chaos, or scientists study the chaos of turbulent airflow, or the fall of the empire plunged the region into chaos. The word chaos comes to us through Latin, originally from Greek, where it initially referred to the primordial void that existed before the creation of the universe. Over time, the meaning shifted from void to confusion or disorder. Of course, chaos is an ancient word, but first documented use of the word chaos in its original sense of a gaping void of empty, immeasurable space is in the late 1300s, and its evolved meaning of utter confusion in the late 1500s, early 1600s. Chaos. And with that, there was a period of time in the Byzantine era from the late 600s up into the 700s known as the 20 Years' Anarchy. During that time, the Byzantine Empire went through 7 emperors. Today's item is about one of those emperors. Originally named Bardanes, he had a background in military service, but he really wanted to be emperor. Eventually, he saw an opportunity to capitalize on discontent against Emperor Justinian II, led a successful revolt, killed Justinian II and his family, and stepped in as emperor under the regnant name of Philippicus. He became emperor in November of 711. Not the store. And ruled for just over a year and a half. Philippicus was a terrible ruler. He doesn't seem to have had much insight into how to win friends and influence people, so to speak, but rather imposed some very unpopular edicts. In those days, for example, a successful ruler had to have a good working relationship with the church and with religious leaders. For some reason, Philippicus supported monothelitism, which was a doctrine holding that Christ had one will. This doctrine conflicted with the doctrine of diothelitism, which holds that Christ has 2 wills, divine and human. Complex, right? Monothelitism had been condemned by the Sixth Ecumenical Council. Not sure why Philippicus was so attached to that idea, but he was. And he deposed the Orthodox Patriarch Cyrus and replaced him with a monothelite loyalist, John VI. He did some other things that irritated the Roman Church, further alienating the religious community. And remember, in that time, a ruler didn't last long without the support of the church. Things only got worse from there for Philippicus. His foreign policy was awful. His military deployment was worse than ineffective, and discontent with his rule grew until on June 3rd in the year 713, some of his troops revolted and blinded him. This was a common method to disqualify someone from a leadership position in that time. If you find this particular kind of history interesting, you might want to check out a video about it that I've linked in the description by a channel called Thersites the Historian. He goes into a good bit more detail about the history around Philippicus Bardanes, and in a pretty entertaining way. Definitely worth a watch if you're interested. And if you'd like to see about other things that I talked about for June 3rd before, you could check out last year's video or check out a channel called Everyone's Today in History. He creates a playlist for each day, various day in history videos from a variety of creators. I have several links in the description for you. Today's song is Wicked Game by Chris Isaak. This haunting ballad was released as a single from his third album, Heart-Shaped World, in July of 1989. It didn't get much traction at first, but it started getting airplay on the radio after it was included in the David Lynch movie Wild at Heart in 1990. Made top 10 status on the Billboard Hot 100 in March of 1991, number 1 in Belgium. Wicked Game's lyrics delve into the turmoil of being drawn to someone who may not be good for you, inspired by a personal experience by Chris Isaak. I'll tell you what, I sure love that distinctive guitar lead, and we can thank James Calvin Wilsey and his use of his Fender Stratocaster's whammy bar. Really adds to the song's ethereal quality. Wicked Game has been covered by a variety of artists, featured in various films, TV shows, and commercials. Wicked Game by Chris Isaak, link in the description. How about that? Sometimes I really have to look for a quote to go with what I'm going to tell you about, but today I got the quote first. Perfect for the story of Philippicus Bardanes, who apparently was often wrong but never in doubt, as we like to say at the Bowers household. Our quote of the day is from baseball great Yogi Berra, who said, "There are some people who, if they don't already know, you can't tell them." Yogi Berra. Alrighty, y'all take care. Be good to each other. I'll see you next time. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoyed this series, you can check out the playlists in the description. You can find me on BitChute, Facebook, Odyssey, Rumble, YouTube, and X, as well as on a blog page called No Really. All those links are in the description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.